YouTube. Let's hope that I'm doing this correctly. Welcome back to Wine and Whips, the bi-weekly video series where I tell you what I'm doing work in progress wise and throw pictures at you. So last time there was lots of stuff that had been done and stuff was going amazing and all sorts of things were going well. Unfortunately the last week has not been very good. Monday I had to go to the dentist, as you'll no doubt see from one of the Too Dark videos. Tuesday I got a dose of strawberries. For those of you who don't know, I am really allergic to strawberries, so I was not very well at all. Thursday I was in a different store than I normally am for my work, which meant coming home late, which meant I didn't get to work on any videos before my Twitch stream. Woot. But the Twitch stream was fun, so there's that. And then Friday there was a car accident on the way home, which has led to some issues Saturday, Sunday. And then Saturday, Sunday, my internet went down, which has meant it has been horrible for doing anything or getting my brain around doing anything. Because everything I wanted to do ended up being something involving the internet, which was not great. So, we'll talk about something that I didn't talk about last time, which is the novel that I've been writing for ages, and I spoke about how I was writing the first draft, wonderful, yes, and making it work much better this time round. So, I have started streaming on Twitch, as I've said before, and on several videos, and I have been doing the novel writing on Twitch. Now, I'm not sure if Mixer has that yet. I am going to look into it, because if they do, despite some of their terms and conditions towards clothing being a bit crap, some of the other stuff that I've been looking into, Mixer may be a better one to go for. Not because of the ninja dude. I have had a Mixer since the day it came out. I just have never really ended up using it properly, and probably the same with Twitch. So anyway, that's by the way. Twitch, where's my wine? It is out of my way. Anyway, we have been doing two things so far. I've had 3 sessions of novel writing and 1 session of gaming, which was 5 Nights at Freddy's, and I did really well. I got to night 4. But so bi-monthly I've been trying to write 1,000 words a day, and I am very behind on that target. I've got to about 20,000 words, and I've got another 14,000 to do by the end of this month, which if I write 1,000 words a day should work, but I'm not going to. So we're going to be very, very behind when we hit September. It's fine. That's what this constant streaming thing is for. But anyway, I'm currently in the point of the book where Evelyn first encounters the creatures that killed her. And this time around, instead of writing her to have more supernatural leanings, that don't come from anywhere in the eyes of the story, I suppose, it is coming from somewhere. She has been bitten by these creatures. These creatures normally end up turning kind of the traditional version of vampires, where if you get bitten by one, you're going to turn into one. Automatically, no cure, nothing. If you survive, you become one. And she was bitten, and she didn't survive. She did die, but she hasn't become one of them. She has some of their abilities, like the way they work is the creature called Janos, who was created by the vampires, which are again a different thing kind of in my world. When he bites someone, if they change, when it bites someone, when they change, it gains control of them. So if Janos is awake and nearby, there is a certain amount of wavelengths that he can't get to. So if you're about 3 miles away, it would have to concentrate to control you. Loki, I love you, but you're being a dick. Okay. kitty. No, there we go. And she can Evelyn kind of gets stuck in the mindset, so she can kind of hear what's going on. Loki, no, get down. Hear what's going on in these creatures' minds and how it is affecting her. And she's currently trying to escape the nest, essentially. I've also put the nest in a different magical location, so it makes a bit more sense as to why the later half of the book happens. So the idea is, without getting too much into the book, because I would probably have to do an entire video talking about the book, the world of the book, because even though it's like ours, it's an alternate universe. Anyway, I've called it the Fade for now. It will probably change because people from Dragon Age will be going, ah! But there is our world and the Fey world, which is not called the Fade. In between is the Fade. And you can create, if you're powerful enough and strong enough in magic, you can create dimensional pockets. And the location of the doors into the worlds, into these pocket dimensions, well, pocket worlds. They're not really dimensions, they are literally pocket worlds. They're tiny worlds that have been built. So it'd be the size of a house or something like that. Or it can move around. So I could open my bedroom door and it'll go into this pocket world one day. Kitty, no. Another day it would just open into the room. And currently they're trying to escape this pocket world, and they're running into issues. Mostly because I'm running into issues writing it. It's really easy, but they are going to have to be rescued. And the original plan was they're going to be rescued by the serial killer Jethro, who I will go into at some point, like I said, and her partner Joseph. It doesn't quite work to have that happen in this particular rewrite, which may be the point when another character that I've been wanting to introduce will come in. But I'm not too sure because I have to have someone there that Evelyn trusts. And she doesn't trust Jethro, obviously. He's a serial killer and she's a detective. It just doesn't work. They've had dealings in the past where they haven't killed each other, but there are reasons why they haven't killed each other, and he trusts her, but she does not trust him. So she wouldn't go with him willingly, which could work into the story depending on how I've managed to write it. Because originally she was going to get kidnapped by vampires at this point, but that's not going to happen. She is going to go to the family dinner and get looked after, and I'm going to introduce some more of those characters instead of the way it was working where we introduced the vampires. We are going to stick with her family, her adopted family essentially, which are a unit of army soldiers. They used to work in the British Army. They were all either dishonourably discharged or forced to retire for whatever reasons, and they are now all working in the same restaurant thanks to her now long deceased father. They're all getting on a bit. And what she doesn't know, she knows they do something, but she doesn't know that they are actually mercenaries for hire. But that's a bit all further down the line. So that's where I'm up to with that. Another project, which I am going to post pictures up of, is my jade costume. I'm currently in a bit of a slump with it because I'm trying to decide if I get foam clay to make the armour pieces, or whether I get Warbler. Now both have their pros and cons, but so far I'm leaning towards Warbler because I can also use that to make the armour, but it's very expensive. But I'm really proud of this costume. I will be doing a video about it at some point because I have promised that I will be doing a video about it at some point, like how I make certain parts of it and all that kind of stuff. And yes, I have actually forgotten one project. It's downstairs, but I'm not going to go get it. So this is the only other thing other than the key that I've been working on. If you have been following my Build a World series, you will be seeing this in the next video. Essentially, it started off life as a scrapbook and has now been covered in wallpaper of a gothic-y style leather. I know it looks a bit weird, but I kind of like it. It looks like a bodged repair job, and that's kind of what I wanted it to look like. I've done the front covers in red, and these are actually textured, so they've got bumps in it and awesome. The back one does not, but it just looks really nice anyway. And I've used electrical tape. I love electrical tape when it comes to customizing folders and this kind of stuff, because it molds really easily. But what I would recommend for you to use it is what I do is I always put down a little layer of glue underneath just to make sure. I've also glued the front section together to make a really thick page and glued a couple more pages together there. I used Prick Stick, which I recommend, on this side, and Mod Podge, which has made this page go really weird, as you can no doubt see. So eventually this will be a full-on new map of Branwyn, which I made by rolling dice. So that kind of makes me happy with like how this is looking, and Game is in the middle because Game is there. In fact, Game, I have done some work on Game's map. Sorry, kitty boy. Where have I put that? I don't know, where have I put that? Oh no, it's been crumpled to bits and pieces. Found this really cool. This is the normal printer paper that I drew it on. Can you see how, I mean, ignore the colours. I'm hoping to fix that using some tea and stuff. But look how I've managed to make it look like old vellum. And I'll go through how I've done that as well. And eventually, once I've finished painting everything up, it's gonna end up in there, like that. And this is gonna become like an art book to do with Caventia. And that is pretty much, I'm gonna put in one final thing, which is this picture here. It's a very quick drawing that I did of SCP-056, which is the water nymph. I'm getting back into my SCPs because currently no one is replying to me to do narrations for creepypastas, which is upsetting. Oh, I did do one more thing, if I can find it. No, I can't. Great. Which is I made Hanzo his own little book instead of making him clothing. Silly me. Okay then, guys. I am going to have to go now. I do have places to go, people to see, cats to feed. So, I hope you've enjoyed this. Don't forget, if you are interested in being involved in Wine and Whips, I do post up about other people's artwork and stuff. James, I've just realised that I have forgotten to show your fish tank off, but I really wanted to show it with the fish. I think it would look better if it had the fish in it. So when they're all settled, send me some pictures with the fish and we'll get that in the next Wine and Whips. So take care guys, have fun, and I'll see you next time. Bye.